So the How to Train Your Dragons trailer has been out for 3 days now. It seems to be that everyone loves the trailer, but not too much has been given away. I'm going to be giving you guys my perspective and opinion, and also I'm going to be comparing this trailer and the live action thing to other live action animated movies. So to firstly just talk about what my thoughts are about this trailer, I honestly absolutely love it. Well, I think everyone can say who's watched the trailer and is a fan of How to Train Your Dragons. The toothless How to Train Your Dragon is an absolutely iconic and such an accurate representation of the actual animated film. I don't think they could have gotten any better with how the dragon looks. The whole storyline will be something that I really hope is very similar to the animated version of it. I do feel like if maybe they try and in the live action film do a different storyline and to kind of make a difference to what the animated one was like, I don't think it would be as good. That's kind of one reason as to why I think and hope that this actual live action film does do well, because I want to make sure that the storyline is similar. There can be a few tweaks in the film when it actually comes out, but I feel like just the way everyone's seen the first trailer, since it is only a minute and a half long, because you're not seeing much. We do get some iconic scenes of, when he puts his hand out and touches the dragon. It's a very iconic scene from the animated film, and I feel like that is a very accurate representation of the animated film, and they did a very good job at implementing even Hiccup as well, with Mason Thames as the actor. I don't actually know of Mason Thames, I've never kind of heard of him, but he actually does seem like he could be a pretty good role. Having Nico Parker as Astrid, I would actually really love to see how she comes out when that film comes out. From what we've seen in the trailer or from little teasers that we have, she actually does look pretty sick. In terms of how the live action film has adapted from the animated film, I actually feel like, despite the fact we only seen a minute and a half of a trailer, I think that it's going to be one of the best animated films adaptions that we will see, because as we know from previous animation movies, such as Lion King, such as Little Mermaid, we have Moana coming out, we have just so many animated movies which have a live action figure coming out. The issue is that a lot of the live action animated films aren't as good as the actual animated films themselves. So for example, we have Snow White and The Little Mermaid. The two animated films, they are very iconic Disney princess films, but the live action ones just, to be honest, a wee bit gobshite. Everyone knows about the criticism that went into The Little Mermaid, saying, oh, you see Ariel, she's a white person, and they have basically a black girl doing it, or I don't remember her race, but it's I don't really get the gist of why people would complain about that just because based on the colour of her skin. Why would people complain about the fact that just because of the colour of this woman's skin who's doing the live action thing kind of ruins the film? I personally think that has nothing to do with the film. Although it is a representation of the character, I think it's the overall storyline and how much the woman can portray Ariel as the Little Mermaid, and such as Snow White. Whereas I think I only watched the trailer once, and that was it, because I'm not really a Disney princess fan, as you guys probably know. It's just one of those films that doesn't really need a live animated thing. Whereas Beauty and the Beast did pretty well with Emma Watson. The film, it was alright, but it was very accurate in terms of the storyline based on the animated film. That is the main thing that I think the writers, directors need to really focus on when it comes to filming these live action films, adapting from the animated films. If you want to adapt from a very iconic animated film, you need to make sure that one, your storyline is either accurate and that you actually have good characters in it. You don't want to make a film just purely based on okay, we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but we'll just chuck in a bunch of these men and then Snow White is just this random woman. There was a lot more controversy with the Snow White film that came out, but I don't remember too much off of what I can remember. But there was a lot of controversy around the Snow White film, and I don't really want to bother jumping into that. I feel like comparing those to How to Train Your Dragons, I feel like How to Train Your Dragons is a lot more promising. Everyone's seen the looks of it, everyone seems to love it, but I think this also can touch on with the Minecraft film. The new trailer did drop just recently, and we can all admit the first trailer, a bit gobshite to be honest, and having the second live action trailer did kind of boost it a wee bit because it does look a lot better than the first one. I will say, as well as everyone who's said it before, that Jack Black being Steve, they could have improved that so much. Now, I don't mean that by that they could have had someone else. They could have been more accurate with the way they made Jack look more accurate to Steve. For those of you who've seen the trailer, you will know that Jack Black, he's got his full mustache, full everything. It doesn't really make much sense. Now, I feel like I might watch the Minecraft film because it does look kind of fun, but having Jason Momoa in it, I don't know, I'm just very weirded out by that film. Obviously, with something like How to Train Your Dragons, from what I can recall from what people are saying, we have Stoic, who's the father, is actually like being played by the voice actor, whereas with Hiccup, like Mason Thames didn't voice act the actual animated character, but some people were saying from what seemed that it could have been a lot cooler to have the actual voice actors in the films. Now, this is an accurate way of putting it, comparing it to the Super Mario Bros. Film. When Chris Evans, no, not Chris Evans, I'm being stupid, Chris Pratt voice acted Mario. I get that a lot of people were saying that it would have been way better if the voice actors of the actual Mario game voice acted for the film. I will agree with that, but at the same time, as long as you can put a good persona on and act like Mario, I think we're all grand. Everyone just can't like get through with the iconic voice of Mario. That is another big thing, is like knowing that this Mario being a huge game turned into a movie, and the movie itself was actually very good. I think that personally, that Super Mario film was actually one of the better adapted films in the last while. Recent films that have tried to adapt from animated films from like 10 plus years ago are a wee bit off. I'm feeling that a lot of people will try to adapt as much animated films as possible. I'd say one animated film that I just don't want to really see adapted is Big Hero 6. Now, I'm saying this because Big Hero 6 is personally my favourite animated film, and like I absolutely love it, but I just don't see how they could possibly pull it off as having it as a live action film. Like, yes, they were able to do it for How to Train Your Dragons. Big Hero 6, it would be a lot more difficult to do that. You have Baymax, it was like, how are you gonna make a live action version of Baymax? There is gonna be like software for people to do that. I just personally wouldn't really want to be seeing a live action Big Hero 6. There is another thing that I want to bring up, but I'll probably do it in another video, but talking about the sequels of animated films, but I will put that in a different video because that is something that I really want to touch on. I feel like as long as you can accurately give a good representation of the animated film when you adapt it into the live action film, I actually think that it would suit a lot more, as long as you were accurate with the storyline and as long as the characters can feel like the iconic animated characters. If Mason Thames does do a good job at portraying Hiccup, who is a lovable character, then I feel like a lot of people will appreciate the actual live action film a lot more. That's definitely something that people will look out for when it comes to this movie actually coming out in the cinemas. Unlike stuff like The Little Mermaid and Snow White, where people were complaining about the actress being like a different race or something, seriously declining the film's overall performance. That is something that would need to be looked at for those production companies. But as long as you're able to get an actor who can portray a lovable animated character, then I feel like that's best. Now, I will throw my hands up and maybe say there maybe was a chance that in The Little Mermaid they could have gotten a better actress, and even for Snow White they could have gotten a better actress. It purely depends on if they're able to portray the character accurately and do it well. And with How to Train Your Dragons and seeing the trailer, it does look very, very promising. This was stuff that I had to get off my chest as well, just seeing the trailer and knowing that it does look absolutely brilliant, and I honestly cannot wait for the How to Train Your Dragon live action film to come out. I will talk to you guys about movie sequels in the next video, which is something that I do want to get off my head and off my chest. I will leave you guys to it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation, little topic, and if you want to do a debate about it, leave your thoughts in the comments if you want to. But I'm going to leave it there, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.